Yes, people, and welcome back to Punches and Pundits. Now, before we start, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. And if you're listening on any sort of audio platforms, make sure to download the episodes. Now, a couple hours ago, we had UFC 318, one of the most anticipated cards of the year, because it was Dustin Poirier's retirement fight, which we don't usually get when we know a legend in the UFC is going to retire at the end of the fight, the dynamics that come with that, the fact that he was fighting someone that is still top in Max Holloway. And yeah, it was an unbelievable event, and it was an unbelievable main event. You know, it went all 25 minutes, which you felt like within the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you were like, oh, oh my gosh, this might not go.
Especially that second round, mental.
That second round was
Yeah.
crazy. But yeah, Max Holloway managed to win a unanimous decision. A few judges had it 49-46, which I think is what Dustin Poirier has the biggest problem with. He was like, I thought it was way closer than that. I need to rewatch it. To be fair, it's one of those fights, right, where I was just like,
Just enjoying it.
I was just enjoying it. Normally, I'm able to sort of gauge, you know, and judge it as we go along. But this was one of those fights where I just wanted a scrap, and we had a scrap. Now, do we dive into Dustin Poirier, his career, his performance, or do we go into Max Holloway and his performance and what it means for him?
I think we have to go, even though it is Dustin's retirement fight. The fight was around Dustin. It was in his hometown. You know, the whole game plan was, or the whole plan was, for him to win the BMF belt and then retire into the sunset.
Yeah.
It didn't work out like that. But instead of focusing on that, I think we need to talk about Max Holloway. And with Max, and I've said this before, he's a different animal at 155. The guy looks so much. He looks so
Thicker.
much better. Yeah, he looks so much better. And his range and his height and reach was tailor made for 155 already. I don't know why he never made this move in the past. I know he came up in weight before to at 155. Funnily enough,
Against
Dustin and lost, and that sort of put him off going back to 155. But now he's come back and he's got knockout power. He's knocked out Gaethje. He hurt Poirier many times in that fight. I know Poirier hurt him as well, but he carries that power. And we all know Max is a guy with conditioning, with good boxing, and a good pace, and he's got a good high fight IQ. And now we've got a top contender at 155. You know, I've been saying 155 sort of fell off the last couple of years, the same faces, but with Max coming up and beating Gaethje, Poirier, you can say Max, listen, maybe he's one win away from a title shot. People are saying Paddy deserves a shot, but Holloway's resume at 155 is better than Paddy's.
I hear that. The only reason
Paddy's best win is Chandler.
I know. The only reason why he needs one more win is because he was knocked out by Topuria literally in September. So that's the only thing that goes against him. But I agree. Like,
if Topuria wasn't the champion, then
yeah,
you could
I think if Charles would have beat Topuria, they would have made it straight away, especially because they got history. But that still might be the next fight.
Charles versus
and
that's not a good fight for Charles though right now because he's come off a knockout.
Yeah,
I want Charles to fight a guy like I said in the past. I want him to fight a winnable fight just to get his confidence back.
But I
coming off a heavy knockout and fighting.
I'll be honest. I don't think Charles is built like that. Like he's gonna take.
But either way, he has to. I mean, the commission won't let him fight for a while because it was a heavy.
Yeah, I mean 6 months, 7 months.
So I mean, that's gonna push him to the end of the year. Holloway is probably gonna want to fight sooner than that.
And Oliveira's worthy of a BMF fight.
I mean, listen, you could even do if they do Sarukian and Makachev, which they could.
You mean Topuria?
Sorry, Sarukian Topuria. They could do Paddy versus Holloway. They could do Paddy versus Holloway as like a number one contender fight, next in line for the belt.
But to be fair,
Holloway's in the mix.
But to be fair as well, by the time the end of the year comes, Dan Hooker will be right there as well, and he needs to get matched up. He's just outside the top 5. So Oliveira Hooker fight could well happen. But yeah, no. In terms,
got guys like Rufi. We talk about him a lot, but Rufi needs a fight as well.
Yeah,
you know
But he's yeah.
I know he's.
But to be fair, he might get the Gene Silva treatment because Gene Silva is what 12, and he's fighting Lopez.
Yeah, Gene Silva put a beating.
Bryce Mitchell,
put a beat on him.
I mean, Rufi put Bobby Green to sleep. King Green. But yeah, going back to your point about when Max went up to 155 for the interim belt back in 2019, he didn't seem as like
Yeah.
thick, as powerful.
'Cause what he
It
did,
never seemed like he could hurt
yeah, because
Poirier.
what he did was what a lot of guys do when they go up in weight. Instead of putting on muscle mass,
Yeah,
they just cut less weight.
yeah.
So because he's cutting a lot of weight to get to 145, he thought 155 is a better option. I don't have to cut as much weight. But you
Mm.
sort of still have to put yourself in a position to cut a lot of weight so that you can still have the size
So
of
you can
fight night.
compete with these lot.
Because Poirier is a massive guy, and now he's doing it the right way. He's put on size. I don't think he's ever gonna. I don't want him to go back to 145.
And no, he won't. He won't
I
go
don't want him
back.
to go back to
He even said, "Why am I still in the rankings?" Like,
honestly, yeah. I don't even know. I mean, I don't know why he fought to Poirier. I know there's a title on the line, but I think he should have stayed at 155.
that was a massive fight, though.
I
No,
know it was
like,
a massive fight, but I just think after that Gaethje knockout, it could have killed his momentum. It didn't kill his momentum. Obviously, he just beat Poirier,
mm.
but he could have just continued. He could have been fighting for a belt right now. It should be him next in line.
So you think Max
If he
got?
just hung around,
Do you think Max got? Okay, so let's say
it's
we.
almost a
So
second win for
hold
him.
on. So let's say we start the propaganda for Max v Ilya 2. Yeah,
Yeah,
hypothetically, and also compared to Volk and Charles, Max had the most success.
I
Like
guess, yeah.
I know he got flatlined in round 3, I believe,
Mm.
but with the extra power, with the extra chin,
And the
he's not
confidence.
dehydrating his
And the
brain
confidence as well.
and the confidence.
Yeah.
Do you feel like he gives to Poirier a serious scrap if they fight again at 155?
I can't lie. If I was to say yes, that's recency bias. It's just going off emotion. We have to remember who Topuria is.
Yeah.
We have to remember who Topuria is, and it's very difficult for me in a striking matchup because that's what it will be.
Mm.
Holloway versus Ilya Topuria is a striking matchup. Holloway's not really going to shoot. Neither is Ilya. It's very tough for me.
I mean, Ilya did shoot on Max, in
Yeah.
that fight.
Yeah, but I think that's just him mixing it up. It's not really his sort of bread and butter.
Mm.
But it's tough for me to pick Max Holloway over Ilya Topuria. It's tough for me to pick anyone against Ilya Topuria, bar
Unless it's
Makhachev,
Makachev, yeah.
or even Sarukian if he can come in with a wrestling heavy approach.
Mm.
But if you're gonna strike with Ilya, it's only a matter of time before he makes.
Did you see his quote about like he went full like philosophical about you're fighting time, you're not fighting your opponent. Like
Yeah, it's just a matter of time.
it's
The guy
it's-
is super confident. He calls his shots,
but to an extent,
and he doesn't even look big at 155. He doesn't even look big, but his power, his timing, his combos, his boxing, his range, his IQ, it's all there.
Mm.
And yeah, he's a tough puzzle. But it's good to have Holloway at
But
155, a good contender.
Max
and
was
another-
always Max was already top 5.
Yeah,
So
he
Max,
deserves it. Yeah, of course.
so he's legit.
And you know what's funny? And it's almost a slap in the face to Gaethje because Gaethje was saying, my next fight has to be a title shot. Does he deserve a title shot over Holloway? No, he doesn't.
For being Fazeev
Holloway flattened him
last year.
and then beat Poirier. Those are two top contenders, two former interim champions. Those two wins at 155 back to back. It's not back to back in terms of his fights, but at 155 it is back to back. He deserves he's got more of a claim.
Now,
to the title
Justin
shot.
Gaethje's being deluded if he thinks he's like.
I don't know what he's trying to play at, and to the UFC will just leave him to dry. Do you know what I mean?
No, he needs to fight.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to fight though because Sarukian, Paddy, they might do Paddy versus Gaethje actually, and apparently that is the fight.
No, so DDP mentioned it. He
DDP,
was
yeah.
like, it's gonna be the co-main.
What,
Wait,
Dana came
and
out.
then Paddy was like, you think I can get ready in like 8 weeks? I'm eating food and whatever. I'm
They
gonna
could
need more
still
time.
they could push it on MSG card in November.
Well, we don't have we don't have a co-main for next week's card. But they added Prates and Neil to the Chicago card, the next pay-per-view.
What the co-main? What is it? Pico and
Well, Pico and Evloev's dropped out for next week.
they were saying Pitbull after this performance. We'll talk about Pitbull, but they were saying Pitbull throw him in there if he's up for it. Give him
Yeah.
an extra 200 grand or something like that.
But so I think Max looked great. Consider it's weird circumstances when the whole Max is a beloved fighter, right? But he was playing the villain, and he was in the home state. It was all about Dustin throughout fight week. It was all about Dustin, about his career, and for him to hurt Poirier, get hurt, because Dustin hurt him. His chin was on the other side of his head. Like he got hurt pretty badly.
You think? Do you think Dustin is retired for real? We've seen guys in the past.
Nah, for real.
Say they're retired, but he
Yeah.
did mention though he would come back for a title shot if there was a title on the line, and he was with.
Nah,
they want him to fight. He would come back. that sort of makes me think he's not really retired. Maybe
No,
he's
no, no, no,
semi-retired.
no.
If they put a title fight
Like
on the
someone
table,
like Jones, Cejudo when he retired,
mm,
I was like, not really retired, but Dustin, I genuinely would be shocked if he fights again. The you can't. The whole fight week was about that. They gave him the fight in his home state. They moved things around for it to be in New Orleans. You can't just be like, I changed my mind. No, like they gave him the tribute video. He took off his gloves. No, that's the last time we're gonna see Dustin. And unfortunately, like sometimes things don't. And he's a testament to that. He's had 3 title shots. He hasn't won none other than the interim one against Max. But if you're a fighter, would you trade being like, I don't know, let's say who's been a champion that's just be a Jamal Hill or a Bilal?
mm,
Would you trade? Okay, they've been undisputed champion, but they'll never get the love that Dustin Poirier is ever
I
gonna get.
can't lie. I think Bilal, Jamal Hill, and I think Dustin will say the same. That's worth more because undisputed champion. That means you're the best in the weight class at that moment. And I know what you
Hold
mean.
on, you think they would swap careers?
I think Dustin would. I think Dustin would. And that's the reason why Dustin even said, if they give me
Nah,
if they
bro.
gave me no, Dustin said it though. He said it during the week. If they gave me an opportunity to fight for the undisputed belt, I may come back.
What
That's
fighters?
something that he
Hold on.
needs.
What fighters do you think the UFC would move things around, do do a whole pay-per-view card in their home state, give them a whole week of just like tribute video and like people just saying fighting is also about the emotion
To be fair, though, no, I know what you mean, but even career-wise, would you say Dustin's had a better career than Bilal Muhammad? No, honestly though, I
Brother,
don't.
chill,
No,
man.
no, Jamal Hill maybe Jamal Hill, yeah, but I mean, well, Jamal was undisputed champion at one point, but career-wise, you could say Dustin's probably had the longevity. But even Bilal
Bro.
Muhammad, before Bilal fought for the title, he had a crazy win streak. You know,
Okay,
has
no,
Poirier ever had a
okay,
win
no, no,
streak?
no, 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 Mo. This is the angle that
Because
you're. No,
he's
no,
loved
wait, hold on.
No, he's loved
You're
by the
no.
fans.
Okay, okay, exactly. You're coming from an angle of like wins and losses.
Accolades, yeah.
The emotion that Dustin Poirier has given MMA fans.
No, he's more loved for sure.
Okay, but that like when Dustin Poirier is gonna walk down the street or in 10, 15, 20 years time,
Yeah.
and true MMA fans that were tapped in for his whole career, yeah, watching rewatching his documentary Fightville, from his first fight to submitting Max Holloway to the wins against McGregor to the interim against Max Holloway and the crazy fights with Alvarez and Gaethje.
Yeah.
Like, bro, at the end of the day, yeah, like I hear what you're saying.
Mm.
When you're undisputed champion, you're the best in the world, bro. But also, bro, he was in the lightweight division with the like,
Killers, yeah.
bro. He had to deal
Yeah.
in his title shots.
Prime Khabib.
Prime Oliveira and Prime Islam. There's
And when he was at featherweight, he had to deal with a Prime Aldo, Prime
Prime,
McGregor.
yeah.
No. He's had a great career, but
And
your points are valid. Like I understand where you're coming from, but undisputed championship belt, being the undisputed champion holds some weight as well. And I get what you mean as well. Maybe his level of competition was greater than Bilal's and other fighters who were sort of champions and lost their belt in their first defense. But it's a good question to people in the comments as well. I think they should get involved. And tell us, who do you think's had the better career? Dustin Poirier.
Now maybe not.
Or Bilal Muhammad. Or whose career would you rather have?
Yeah, would you rather? No,
I think that's the better way to put it.
maybe not about the name, right?
Yeah.
But I'm saying, would you rather have the career that Dustin Poirier's had, where he's gonna be loved, he's made so much money. In 15, 20 years' time, people are going to be like, Dustin Poirier made me feel a type of way when he was scrapping.
Or
Bilal Muhammad,
or Jamal Hill.
Unless you're a proper tapped in MMA fan and you can appreciate grappling, for example, it's not remember the name.
No. What you're saying, I get it. But
you know what I'm saying?
If I was to give my opinion, I'd say I'd rather be Bilal.
I'd
rather be Jamal Hill because they will retire knowing that they were undisputed champions at one point in their career. Bilal, if you compare Bilal and Jamal, Bilal was on a crazy win streak before he lost his before he fought for the belt and then lost it in the first defense. But I'd rather be the guy that won an undisputed championship belt. as opposed to a guy like Dustin who's had a great career, who's championship
No,
caliber,
because now,
who's
but hold
loved.
on, because now you're acting like Dustin's had a career as in like a Jim Miller.
No,
Oh
no, no, no.
because you're just like, okay.
Dustin's a Hall of Famer. Dustin is a Hall of Famer for sure. And
So
he was
made so hold on. So he's made the hall. He's gonna make the Hall of Fame. Yeah, okay. He's not making the Hall of Fame because he won the interim belt.
And the names he's beaten.
Okay, but he's not gonna make he's not gonna make the Hall of Fame.
He's beaten Hall of
Just
Famers.
he's beaten Hall of Famers.
He beat Holloway.
But it's not because
He beat McGregor.
But it's not because of that 2019 win in Atlanta against Max Holloway that he will be in the Hall of Fame.
No.
Even, do you know what?
Even he's not. He had a win streak as well before he fought for that interim belt. Before he fought for the interim belt, his win streak was insane. When he fought Khabib, I mean, a lot of people were saying this might be Khabib's toughest fight. Do you know what I mean? He has accolades, but you are right as well. He just come against generational fighters
in their peak,
who happened to be champion.
The only one that, but then again, he gave Makachev a serious.
If he was a light heavyweight, he'd be a champion.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If he was in another weight class, he'd be a champion. He'd come against Khabib in his prime. He'd come up against even recently Makachev. You know,
Charles
Oliveira.
Charles, he would just not.
And then that featherweight, McGregor's run, you had Aldo as well.
Michael Johnson knocked him out.
Do you know what I mean? So
and we saw Michael Johnson, bro, at 39.
He's a Hall of Famer for sure. But it's a good conversation to have. Would you rather have the career Dustin's had, or have the undisputed championship title? And maybe Bilal's not a good comparison to have because Bilal was actually had a good win streak. Maybe a guy like Jamal Hill, or who's been a champion and then lost it straight away, and we never sort of heard from them again. There have been guys like that. You could say Dustin's had a better career than them, possibly.
Those are the two that came in my head. Do you know what I'm saying?
There have been guys who've just won it, and then they lost it straight away, and we sort of never heard from them again.
We've had a few dominant champions though. Like I'm trying to think of
more recently. They've been all been dominant. You could say Strickland. Did he not lose it in his first defense?
Yep, against DDP.
You could argue Dustin's had a better career but then Strickland's still fighting. But I think that's a good comparison. Dustin or Strickland, whose career would you rather have?
But Strickland is kind of. The reason why I said Bilal is because even though Strickland has fans though.
Bilal had a mental win streak though before.
Yeah, but he wasn't rated.
Yeah, but that's just he's hated because of some. But if we talk about his ability in the cage, then
but you're appreciating his ability in the cage because
I'm talking about Dustin's ability purely because Dustin, even if you talk about how much he's loved, the guy has some crazy wins in the cage. He's not just loved. It's not really a big thing to me to be loved.
Why?
He beat McGregor.
Hold on, Mo. Why though?
He finished Holloway. He finished Holloway, bro. He's a serious guy. Yeah, but love this.
No, because bro, at the end of the day, when he's retired, hear me out. The business ventures, the fact that, bro, he's really made it out, bro. He doesn't. There's a reason why he's retiring on top and not clinging for paychecks.
Yeah, no.
Because
some fans are fickle. They will love you one day and hate you another.
No, Dustin will go down in like. Who hates Dustin, bro? The guy.
You'll find people that do, bro.
No, but the guy's a good guy as well, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? He does so much charity work and he's a stand-up dude, family man, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, at the end of the day, yeah, like I said, you're saying you'd rather Bilal's career, yeah? You'd rather be Bilal than Dustin, yeah?
Yeah, because he was the undisputed champion.
I would rather be... Is Bilal going to go in the Hall of Fame?
Bilal Muhammad, yeah, he will.
Yeah? Wait, hold on. You think being the undisputed UFC champion automatically puts you in the Hall of Fame?
Because of his run before he fought for the belt. He's not just it wasn't like a title shot that was undeserved. He should have got the title shot many years before. And he's still in the mix as well, Bilal. So he's not out of it completely. It was a close.
So is Leon Edwards a Hall of Fame as well?
Leon Edwards.
If you're thinking about it, bro.
To be honest, that's a good convo to have, you know.
Nah, because
nah. Leon Edwards, Hall of Famer.
No, because
he's a Hall of Famer as well.
So wait, answer my question.
Because he knocked out a Hall of Famer cold.
Fez.
Kamaru Usman is a Hall of Fame, isn't he? He has to be.
But
the second greatest heavyweight
of all time. But this is what I'm saying. Leon Edwards got a better argument to be in the Hall of Fame than Bilal Muhammad. But you actively were like.
But then that's.
Would you say? I'm catching you out.
No, but would you say there are champions who shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame?
For me, why
For
would
me, Bilal should be in the Hall of Fame.
why would Strickland be in the Hall of Fame?
Strickland's a good one, to be honest.
Why
I may
would
agree with you.
Jamal Hill be in the Hall
I
of
don't
Fame?
think Jamal Hill.
Okay, so then again,
not every champion should be. No.
okay, so
there's
not
context with Bilal though, because Bilal had a crazy run before he fought for the belt, and he beat. I think.
okay. Let me ask you a question.
And he
Let me
and
ask
he
you
was
a
big
question.
underdog going into
Is Tony Ferguson a Hall of Famer?
100%.
100%.
And he wasn't. Yeah, but I'm not saying. No, but I'm not
So
saying.
win streaks
Yes.
can get you in the Hall of Fame.
And longevity and the names you've beaten
and the appreciation of fans.
Yes. No, I'm not saying if you haven't won an undisputed belt, you shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying in terms of careers, Dustin himself would say, I wanted to be undisputed champion. But Tony Ferguson is another one who's had longevity, who's got a lot of good names on his resume. His win streak at one point was unmatched. What was his win streak? Did he not go and beat him for like years and years?
Who? Tony Ferguson? Yeah, it was above 10. It was
10 plus wins in win streaks. Tony I don't know, he just fought for too long without the belt, but he was an interim champion as well. It's not like he didn't.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Where does Dustin rank in all-time lightweights?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Nah, because the top 3 is there.
Yeah, top 3 is top 3 is already there. Khabib.
So is he top 5 lightweights ever?
Not Ilya, Charles Oliveira. It's after that. Who? But then, it's a tough one, man. Who would you put as 4 and 5?
But I think there's a crop of flipping no.
It's tough, man, because
Ferguson, Gaethje, Poirier.
Would you put Gaethje over Poirier? Did you put Gaethje over Poirier? I don't think you could put Gaethje over Poirier.
Well, Justin's knocked him out, and he's been interim champion.
Okay, but then doesn't Poirier have a win over Gaethje too? Are they not 1-on-1?
Yeah.
So, I think Poirier. Yeah, I would not put Gaethje top 5 for sure.
Serious?
No. I wouldn't. I'd put Gaethje 6 maybe. But then McGregor, you got to put McGregor there as well because he's undisputed champion. Even though he has no defenses, arguably the greatest performance in a title fight at MSG to beat Alvarez. Another one, Alvarez. Does he deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? But we can go on for days, bro. Because did Alvarez not lose in his first defense as well? Was McGregor not his first defense? McGregor was his first defense.
Yeah, because who did he beat?
He beat Dos Anjos. And
Dos Anjos
is another one. Does he deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? But we could go on for days. But it's a good argument to have as well. Do fighters deserve to be in the Hall of Fame just because they were undisputed champion? And I think everyone can get involved in this conversation.
But like I said,
it's a tough one.
But like I said,
but there are enigmas like Poirier, like Tony Ferguson, who weren't undisputed, but their careers were better than a lot of undisputed champions.
That's what I'm saying.
But if we compare Bilal Muhammad and Poirier specifically, I'd still say I'd rather be Bilal.
So when Bilal hangs up the gloves, what do you think is gonna happen, bro? People are just be like, cool story, bro.
No, but forget people.
What do you mean? The sport is for the fans, bro.
Some fans are fickle, bro.
I know they're fickle.
Some people just hate Bilal. Do you know what I mean? And maybe I don't know what it is, but they hate him. But if you were to say, I don't know, Dos Anjos, for example, or Eddie Alvarez, then maybe I'd say Poirier. I'd rather be Poirier. But Bilal Muhammad is different. He had a mad win streak before he fought for the belt, and then obviously lost the belt. But yeah, it's a tough one, but it's a very good conversation to have.
Well, listen, big up Dustin. What's your favorite memory of watching Dustin fight?
My favorite memory for Dustin Poirier. There's been a few, but it has to be the McGregor knockout
in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, it has to be. Even though that was probably more recent, it's just nobody expected it. First man to knock out Conor McGregor. And McGregor's a Hall of Famer, whether you like it or not.
That's not even a compliment.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, some people will say it's not in it.
Who?
Bro, there's people out there that will say it's not.
Bro, if you think Conor McGregor's not a Hall of Famer, don't watch MMA, bro.
But yeah,
he's so real.
Is he not? Actually, he's the only man to knock out. I mean, with these class Mayweather as a knockout, he's more of a TKO. He put him out.
Yeah, McGregor sleep.
Yeah, like McGregor before that had never been beaten in that manner. So you've got to say that fight. Poirier, yeah, man, he's had a great career.
Mine
if this
would
is the last time we see him.
Mine would probably be him v Justin 1 in Glendale. I remember that fight was great. 2018. It was the World Cup year. I remember It was close, not a couple months before the World Cup, if I'm not mistaken. And that was a scrap, boy. That's when I knew. I mean, even the run, even the run when he first got to lightweight to him fighting Khabib. Bro, the no contest. Do you remember the no contest with Eddie Alvarez where he hit him with the legal knee and then he went on to beat him in a mad. Bro, that fight was. Bro, Alvarez was a dog. I can't lie.
Yeah, Alvarez. Yeah, it's a fun
Bro,
fight to
that
watch.
no, but also like, bro, that crop of lightweights when Dustin was coming through, bro. Listen,
Dustin's forever.
Khabib, Tony Ferguson, Justin Gaethje,
Eddie
McGregor, Oliveira on the come up,
Eddie Alvarez.
Eddie Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? Rafael dos Anjos. Like, these guys were serious guys. Bro, Edson Barbosa. You know what I'm saying? Like, real scary dudes, bro. Actually, Poirier, Dan Hooker. Yeah, at the Apex. One of the best fights I've ever seen in my life. So, listen, congratulations to Dustin on a wonderful career. I think, and we both agree, Hall of Famer. And he deserves all the flowers that he gets. And really, I don't know what fighter we will see get a send off like that. Genuinely, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, you could see the UFC respect him and rate him as well because they put him in. I mean, they pretty much made a whole card for him. They basically what they did is bring him back to his hometown for his final fight for BMF belt. They wouldn't do that just for anybody. So it shows that he's loved not by the fans but by the UFC brass as well. You know, all the top guys.
The UFC wouldn't do that if he wasn't loved by the fans.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It goes both ways.
It does go both
the
ways.
UFC, there's guys that have retired. The UFC didn't really care. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
fair play.
Well, sound like Jones, innit? Like, or they done a whole tribute video for Lionheart Smith, bro. You know what I'm saying? And like, bro, they acted like he was a Hall of Famer champion, defended his belt X amount of times. But do you know what? Let's dive into the co-main event. And I was happy because do you remember when we had that discussion about fighters that probably aren't living up to their potential, bro? Paulo Costa was the Paulo Costa of old yesterday. The aggressive dude. The one that fought Romero. Got in Kopolov's face. Body kicks. Nasty. Punches. Nasty. And that's how he has to fight. You know what I'm saying? He had a bit of success against Whitaker. Do you remember? You hurt him at the end of the round, yeah? And I was like, this is the Paulo. When Paulo Costa is flying, yeah? And he's just active. He's aggressive. He's not thinking too much about the punches that he's got to throw and like getting in his own head. Bro, dude is one of the best 185ers on the planet, and that's not even a discussion.
For me, he needs to put on a run now.
Yeah,
he was calling out Chimaev, which he needs to just sort of hold his horses a bit. He needs to go on a bit of a run because his
like 2-3 wins.
Yeah, his career's been stop and start, pull out of a fight, injury here, someone pulls out of a fight against him. He hasn't been able to put on a run.
Injuries, lots of injuries.
We need him to put on a run now. Again, the middleweight division has too many contenders. So it's good for him to put on a run and get in the mix. But who should he fight next? Because everyone's pretty much booked out. You know, he could. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you've got Derrida and Whitaker who are fighting. Imavov Borralia are fighting.
Vittori rematch since he lost.
Yeah, you could do that. Vittori was lost last night as well, so you could possibly.
Yo, that was a scrap.
Izzy's calling out Strickland, so they'll probably make that.
I don't know if that's gonna happen.
I think
Strickland's just chilling. Like, I don't.
But then Strickland's got in a bit of a, the commission sort of.
Yeah. Because he ran into the octagon. Him and Chris Curtis.
He might be out for a while. I mean, what is it? They might ban him for a couple months. So, with the middleweight division, it's an exciting division. But then, other than Vittori, there's no one else that you could probably fight. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Cannonier's been booked to fight MVP.
Roman Delitse.
I mean,
that would be a rematch.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't actually.
But I don't think that's a tough fight for Costa.
Anthony Hernandez.
We need Costa to be in another, tough fight. Was he not the underdog in this fight? I think
that was
he may have been the underdog. So that just shows that he was in a fight that he could have lost. So we need him to put on a run against top guys. And you're right. Other than Vittori, there's no real other.
Yeah, options. I think.
And if he's calling like Chimaev, he needs to fight a good guy, not Delitse.
I think he needs to fight the loser of one of these fight. Well, maybe Whitaker if the Ridder beats him, he gets a rematch there. But
Or the
yeah, nah, he
loser
looked good.
of Imavov Baralo.
Yeah,
Could do that.
maybe that's in September, so it's not that too far away. He needs to stay active.
Yeah,
He needs to
100%.
get another fight in by the end of the year,
Yeah.
and then start
Not go missing
2026.
for a year or two.
Yeah,
Something
yeah,
like
on
that.
the secret juice. But yeah, no, he looked good. And Kopilov's a weird one
He looked
because
alright. Couple of though. It wasn't like Couple of was horrible. It's just I just think he couldn't take Costa's power, and the fight just
he
became
got dropped and
yeah.
stuff.
It just became try and survive the 3 rounds,
Yeah,
which he did. But
mm,
yeah, he wasn't really on the offense.
yeah.
But yeah, Costa looked good.
Um, and then yeah, D Rod v Holland. Now,
That was a good fight. You know, that was possibly the best one of the best fights on the card. If the main event didn't go the way it went, you could say that was the best fight. That
no,
was no,
Vittori v Brendan Allen was the
that was
best.
but that for me that the back and forth. I mean, Rodriguez looked amazing. Then
But did he though?
Holland came back and should have finished him.
Mm,
Holland should have finished the job off.
mm,
I think he just I don't know, maybe he was gassed or tired.
mm.
But at the end there, he was badly hurt, Rodriguez. But D Rod, fair play to him, showed heart and courage. And at the end, he ended the fight in
On
full
top.
mount. He
Yeah.
ended on top. So I mean, a guy that's hurt, it just showed. I mean, he was not leaving without a win. And I think that's 3 wins on the bounce now.
I'll be honest, when I saw this fight get booked, I was kind of like, okay, D Rod is unranked. Holland's coming off a great win against Luque and a great win against Gunnar Nelson. So I didn't really understand. I thought he was going to fight upwards. And this was a rebooked fight from UFC 279, bro. That's how far back it went. But considering how the fight went, the matchmakers knew something we didn't know.
Do you believe Holland should have won? I think D Rod won.
Oh, on the scorecards?
Yeah, yeah. Like, do you think it was a
No, I
people
think
some people are saying it was a robbery.
robbery is
Yeah, they're
crazy.
saying Holland should have won. But if you watch the full fight, Holland was getting hurt.
Bro, Holland
throughout.
got frozen by that left hook. I don't think I've ever seen him that like.
I don't think Holland understands. I think he struggles maybe against southpaws because he
Mm,
looks good. Holland on the feet recently, he's been looking
mm.
good. You know, people give him a lot of stick, but I can't lie, he had a bit of a resurgence.
He did try grapple.
Yeah, but D Rod ain't a scrub as well. I mean, D Rod was passing his guard. You know, Holland recently has been very good off his back.
That's a win that might age well for Ian Gary
Okay.
because Ian Gary snuffed him.
Yeah, he did.
What was it? Head kick.
Yeah.
So Rodriguez got that dog in him. You could see him literally bite into his mouthpiece like
He's tough.
I'm not going to sleep. But yeah, nah, that was a good fight. And it's kind of the story of Kevin Holland's career, right? Whenever you feel like he's going on a
Yeah.
little bit of a run
Just loses, yeah. And it won't surprise us if he loses his next 2 fights or 3 fights.
and then he comes back
And then he comes back. And then he comes back at 185. Do you know what I mean? That's just been his career. But
yeah.
the matchmakers love him. He'll fight anyone.
I mean, he fights all the time.
Yeah. Well, he's getting his money. And he even says it. I just want my money. And you can't blame him, bro.
Bro,
Go get
you
your
gotta
money.
respect that.
Go get your money, man.
Doesn't sit on where he's at. Because how many fighters would be like, okay, I'm coming off 2 big wins, one in London against Gunnar Nelson, who's a grappler. I had to stuff I don't know how many takedowns, and then Luque, who has a serious resume in the welterweight division. You know what I'm saying? He's beaten some good names. He was coming off a submission win, and then you give me an unranked guy. That what does that win really do for what would that have win really have done for Kevin Holland? Do you know what I'm saying? Like pushed him a bit further down, like up the rankings. I don't know, but he took the fight, and the UFC, yeah, they put him on pay-per-views. They put him on big cards. They feel like he's a draw, and he is a draw. People will watch him fight. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's just yeah. Well, D Rod's gonna be a player in at 170, right? He's gonna get a rank to. He's gonna get a good. He's gonna get a big fight next.
Yeah, I mean, with 170, now that Kamaru Usman's sort of back in the mix as well. You've got too many guys at 170 as well. It's a stacked division too. But yeah, it's a good win for him. He needs to sort of put on a run as well. I mean, he is on a run. Was it 3 wins in a row? But yeah, now he needs to
fight more consistently.
Step up in competition. It's a good fight.
I'll be honest. Pitbull v Ige.
I thought it was a good fight.
I thought
people are giving Pitbull sticks, saying, but I just think that's his style, and I think you tweeted as well.
Yeah,
He sort of there's no urgency when he fights.
That,
But when he hurts you, he is all over you.
but this is the
his wrestling look very good.
okay.
His wrestling very good.
This was the first time in his UFC stint that he hurt someone. So this is the first time that like I saw him actually unleash some punches. But like for example, the primate Peter Yan, right? On his come up. What was he doing?
Smoking.
But downloading data. But it wasn't like that though. He's literally Pitbull.
But he's not the boxer.
When
he's not the boxer.
I know, but like he literally doesn't throw anything. Whereas
he just wants to counter all night.
I know, but whereas Peter Yan, when he was downloading data and he might drop a round or 2 rounds here, he was still throwing.
And he's pressuring you the whole time he's doing it.
Pitbull's just there, like I'll be honest.
He could have finished Ige. I think he should have. But Ige again, he's not one of the top guys. Ige's the guy you beat to prove you're a ranked fighter.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
In and around the top 15.
So we'd expect Pitbull, if he's got any title aspirations, to make easy work of Dan Ige, and he didn't. But he still won, and it was convincing. But should he have been better?
Pitbull's never winning a UFC title.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying he will. Yeah, but he's saying he will, and if he's saying he will, you need to do a lot better against Dan Ige.
He fights like he's in 5-round fights, in 3-round fights every single time.
I mean, maybe he's used to.
I know, but he needs to adjust, bro. Because if Ige was, I love Ige. Ige is a dog, like, and he's proven it. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, that's not the cream of the crop or the 145-pound division. Do you know what I'm saying? But Pitbull's put his hat on in terms of fighting Pico. Now that's another thing.
Did he say he's gonna do it?
No, he said he's down.
I can't lie. They need to do that. No, they need to, because it's gonna kind of ruin the card. I want to see Pico.
But the card's next week.
Yeah, but
he's not turning around in a week.
Yeah, but listen.
But Pico said,
did he take a lot of damage against Dan Ige? I don't think he was hurt.
But he wasn't
15
minutes.
No, but he wasn't cut up. You could just say that's sparring. The only issue is he cut weight, and then he's gonna cut that weight again. But you could also say his weight is already at a decent amount.
No, Pico said he would.
I'd do it.
Pico said he would want to fight at 319, so the next pay-per-view.
And against Movsar again. So he wants.
Yeah, but that's Pico, another.
Pico can't call his shots. He just joined the UFC.
And he was given arguably the number 1 contender, which is crazy.
If the matchmakers say you're fighting this guy, you do it. He's not got any leg to stand on. He's not got any leverage. He's not done anything in the UFC, so you have to do as you're told. That is a good fight. I want to see that fight, and it'd be 5 rounds, won't it? Because is it one of those co-main 5 rounds?
No, it won't be.
It won't. No. Was Pico and Movsar 5-rounder?
No.
Initially. Yeah, I mean, okay, 3 rounds is all good. I'd want him to do that.
What? So what
I'd want him to do that.
There's no way.
Who else can they do it? What other 145 pounder is gonna turn around and make 145 on 7 days' notice?
Not a ranked one.
Right now. Yeah, but we don't want that though. I mean, is Pitbull ranked? Was Ige ranked?
Yeah, 11.
Okay, so yeah, Pitbull will be ranked by then. So I'd do that, because Pitbull's in a good position to make weight, because his weight's already low. Because he just made weight the other day.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that though. Like,
no, but who else would make weight? Maybe a 135 pounder going up to 145. They could make 145 pounder short notice. But no 145 pounder that's ranked right now is making 145.
Do you think there's a world where Evloev, because he dropped out, could fall into a title fight or not?
Dana White, yeah. You see, when you pull out of fights, he makes examples of you. He did this to Sarukian. Sarukian pulled out that Makachev.
But it wasn't on the day though.
Yeah, it wasn't on the day, but he's given them notice.
Same with Charles though. Charles
had his eye was cut wide open though. You can't do nothing about that. But
you had to fight again. You had to fight Arman.
Yeah, but yeah. To be honest, if they're making Charles do it, then of course.
Evloev,
it's got bad luck.
Bro, he might never fight for a title, bro. I don't know what it is, but
the thing is with me, I'd do the Pitbull Pico fight. I think that's the fight.
So 2 ex-Bellator fighters, yeah?
And I think it's a better fight for Pico than Movsar. I don't think Pico versus Movsar would have been a good fight for Pico in his first fight. Movsar would have dealt with him, in my opinion, because he would have been annoyed as well. You're giving me a guy that's ranked.
You did say
he should be fighting for the belt. So I think they should do that. And quick prediction as well. Who do you think wins
between
Pico and
I would leave Pitbull,
if it does happen.
I don't particularly rate Pitbull, I'll be real.
But then Pico is also an unknown entity. I know he's got a lot of knockout reels on his thing, but the people he's knocking out, are they top guys?
I think it's
And Pitbull had a better career in Bellator than him. For all the talent Pico has, and they were bigging him up, saying one of Bellator's best fighters. Was he champion at Bellator? Why didn't he become a champion? That knockout that we always see, that left hook, that was like 4 years ago. Why did he not fight for the belt within the
I
next
hear
4
that.
years?
I hear that.
I mean, he's still good, but maybe he's being a bit
overhyped.
Yeah, like people need to sort of relax. But that was a good win for Pitbull.
Yeah.
And he needs to kick on, and I think he should kick on and
Did
take the
you-
card next week.
Did you see the Vinicius Oliveira fight? The one,
Yeah.
bro. And they were saying it in commentary. The disdain he had, bro. He did not care. His hand, Bobby Green, like he puts his hand down, like come hit me, and I'm gonna, bro. It wasn't even down.
That's a dangerous game plan, though.
I know,
It's
bro.
a dangerous game plan.
But he was winging, bro. He didn't give a toss about Kyler Phillips's power, nothing, bro. I can't lie, it makes an entertaining scrap.
It does, but it's not the most technical.
But
For the purist fan who loves a technical matchup, they're not gonna look at that.
But he's on bully mode, and he's a big 135. I can't lie.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna be ranked 12. That means like he's not that far from like maybe 1-2 wins, top 5. Like we're talking big dog. And then you got Peter Yan fighting Marcus McGee next week. I'm like, bro, oh my gosh, that is crazy. They're doing that card next week is cold.
They always do that though. Was it Saudi or
Abu Dhabi? I think.
But they always do that. They always give them good cards.
Peter Yan's fighting Marcus McGee.
Predict that fight later on. That is a scrap.
But you're feeling
RDR's my guy, man.
Yeah.
RDR.
What?
RDR.
Go on. Look at the camera and say he's gonna be champion.
100%. RDR. I know. Sorry, not 100%.
Whoa.
Not 100%, but he will definitely fight for the belt.
Yeah.
I think Whittaker.
Wait. You're saying Whittaker is getting
Whittaker
dealt with.
He's being thrown into the wolves. It's
serious.
It's RDR's time. It's RDR's time, and he's the next breed of Dutch MMA as well. The last elite Dutch fighter we had was Overeem Murney.
Yeah.
And he's the next guy. He's the guy, bro. And Holland's always produced good fighters.
Why are you so high on him?
Bro, it's just his.
We did Sabot Nickel.
First of all, he had a good resume before joining the UFC. Was he not a 2-weight world champion? Or he was a champion at Ryzen.
Yeah.
So he's already a championship caliber fighter. And he's continued that form and that momentum in the UFC. And bro, he's a problem, bro. The way he dealt with Bo Nickel.
But do you put Bo Nickel in the category of Whittaker?
It's a step up in competition, but
bro, it's a big step up.
Bo was smoking everyone though before.
He smoked Kevin Holland, who's not a middleweight.
But he dealt with Kevin Holland.
Okay, but it was like
it's a step up, but I just think RDR.
So what happens? What happens when Whittaker beats him?
Do you think Whittaker wins?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not good for him. But I think it's his time, and I think he'll beat Whittaker.
Submission.
Submission might be a bit disrespectful to Whittaker.
You think he'll win a 25-minute fight? Yeah.
He'll win a decision. Yeah.
Bro, okay.
Is Whittaker gonna stop the takedown?
What? Hamzat is not the Ridder though.
But the Ridder can grapple, and the Ridder's not bad on the feet as well.
I'll be
tapped. Hey,
listen.
The Ridder has a crazy pace. The way he fights, bro, he's in your face. Whittaker, if you give him space, he might
pick you apart.
But
you think? Wait, hold on. You think the Ridder's better than Aliskerov? Yeah.
I think he is.
Yeah. By far.
Going off his last fight, it doesn't make sense for me to say he's better than Aliskerov because.
But do you remember what Whittaker did to Aliskerov? Yeah.
Yeah, but the Ridder's not Aliskerov.
All right.
You could just see he's a different kettle of fish, bro.
Hey, listen, that's your boy.
It's
but
kettle of fish. And if he beats Whittaker, you're gonna become a fan as well.
No, listen. I'm not saying I don't rate him.
No, but you're gonna.
I'll invest. Just like with Carlos Prates, when I was big on him early, you were like, all of that, and then boom, he went out and knocked out Neil Magny quick.
And then we all became.
So.
Is he gonna Nelson, by the way, pulled out of the fight?
Yeah. That's another one of your boys, bro.
Yeah, man, that was a bit. But apparently, it's a bad injury, innit?
Yeah. But yeah, no. If he beats Whittaker, I'll invest my stocks in there.
Yeah.
I think the Bo Nickel win. I think Bo Nickel is one of the most overrated fighters in the UFC. You know,
You
what
see,
I'm
Bo
saying like,
Nickel, he's gone back to wrestling now.
yeah,
He's signed up with this new wrestling organization. He's going to do MMA and wrestling. Firstly, I think, well, a guy like Bo, you see, when guys are not ranked,
mm,
you always see them fighting 3 times a year, 4 times a year.
mm,
The fact that Bo only fights once or twice a year already is a big red flag.
yeah,
It shows that he's not taking the sport as seriously as he should.
mm-hmm,
And coming off a loss, he should already be fighting now. He should already have a fight booked. But he's gonna go and wrestle. I don't think his heart's in it.
Look at Talbot, innit?
Yeah, I don't think his heart's in it. That's what.
Talbot lost against Barcelos, and then he was like, "Nah, I'm getting back in there."
Yeah, he didn't go and sign up for a wrestling or
Jiu-jitsu
organization or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, he's yeah.
Okay, well, we'll see about that. But you're saying Derrida's gonna win that fight. I'll be tapped in. We'll blitz through the rest of the card. Michael Johnson got a good win. Biggest underdog on the card.
Someone even said when Michael Johnson goes into a fight as an underdog where everybody expects him to get smoked against a young contender, he just pulls out the bag. He's got the funniest record as well. I didn't know it was that bad, his record. But he's still a veteran, do you know what I mean?
Same with Ige. You know that's double-digit losses.
Yeah,
Like
but
I think he's like 19 and 10 now.
Johnson's crazy.
I know.
Johnson's 25 wins, 19 losses.
Wait. I should laugh,
I'm not even joking.
bro.
But
It's crazy.
the names he's got on his resume.
Dustin, bro.
Dustin. Did he not beat Tony Ferguson as well? He beat Tony Ferguson, bro.
Did he?
I think he beat Tony Ferguson as well.
I don't know about that one.
We need to
Wait.
fact check that before I get cooked.
I know he gave Gaethje the fucking fight of his life.
Well, yeah, but I think he does have a winner go with Tony Ferguson.
Is it?
Tony
But he's
Ferguson
been flat like Josh Emmett flatlining him, bro. Like
but Josh Emmett flatlines pretty much everyone.
I'm saying Michael.
He's gonna fight.
Hey, I put Michael Johnson there. He gave me the sprinter, G.
But yeah, Johnson's had a funny career. You know, when you expect him to lose, he just pulls out the bag, and when you expect him to
Bro,
win,
you would have made money if you bet on him. You know,
yeah, when
Edson Barbosa.
he has a win over Barboza.
Yeah. Oh no, he does have a win against Ferguson. Yeah.
He's got Barboza on his resume. He's got Dustin Poirier on his
It's
resume,
crazy.
and he's got Tony Ferguson on his resume, bro. So you look at his record:
Artem Lobov, G.
25 wins, 19 losses, but in those wins, he's possible.
Azaitar, yeah, I remember that he KO'd him, didn't he?
Azaitar as well.
Bro, that was a crazy one.
Azaitar has one of the maddest knockouts, you know. You see the guy he knocked out one time and he had a seizure.
Bro,
I can't remember the name, but
it's tapped. I can't lie to you.
that fight when
But yeah, big up to him. Vittori v Allen. Do you know that reminded me of Colby and Usman one, where like they're both like more grapplers, but because they hate each other, they just gotta throw hands.
and they probably just
Bro, that was a barn burner from minute one. Like these lot were scrapping, and Vittori obviously lost his.
Where does Vittori go now? Because he's in a bit
No,
of
he'll
a bad position.
Yeah, he lost, but he got fired the night. Like he was throwing hands. It wasn't a poor performance. Brendan Allen just did a bit much, a bit more than him. But yeah, they both have. Vittori recently lost his brother to a fire, I think. So rest in peace to him. And then Brendan Allen's brother had an accident, so now he's like paralyzed and whatnot. So he was like, "Yeah, I'm not losing in front of my brother," and all these sorts of things. So.
Yeah.
That was a good scrap. Their stock both goes up, especially Allen, because Allen, I was big on Allen. Do you remember when Allen was fighting Imavov? Imavov smoked him. Strickland knocked him out a couple years ago, but he has some good wins. I think he fought Hernandez not that long ago as well. I don't want to butcher his name. Gautier. He fights at Manchester top team.
Yeah. Gautier, yeah.
Bro.
Cameroon. The trust is
Bro.
middleweight in Ghana.
Yo, he big broed whoever he was fighting there.
Was it a minute and a bit?
But you know what impressed me? The composure. You know what? He gave, obviously there's going to be comparisons with Ngannou, same country and whatnot. And like, even though he's a middleweight and Ngannou's a heavyweight, the build, you just don't want to get smacked up by him. But once he had him hurt, the composure that he showed to pick his shots was the most impressive. Because when Ngannou first stepped into the UFC, when he had you hurt, he was swinging from the hip, bro.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Whereas he was like, okay, let me find my shots. And he picked him apart and he eventually got the win. So big up to him. And I saw a tweet saying in the next 3 years, he's going to fight for a UFC title. Someone tweeted that.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll
if he
see.
goes on a KO streak, bro, like, who knows?
We'll see.
And lastly, Islam Dulatov as well. Part-time model,
Yeah.
part-time.
Yeah.
Bro, he's a. I was. Where was he fighting before? What's that promotion that fights in in the Czech regions, Czech Republic, and all of that? But I forgot. Yeah,
Octagon.
yeah. I think he was fighting in Octagon, if I'm not mistaken. He wasn't fighting PFL or Bellator.
Mm.
But yeah, so when I found out he was at the Contender Series, which is another thing, Contender Series starting next month, tapped in. I think the first episode
They
is like,
produce so many elite fighters, you know.
bro, this is what I'm saying. For new people that get into MMA, yeah, genuinely starting off watching the Contender Series and actually being like, do you know what? I'm invested in this story, and then seeing this guy grow into having big fights like Sean O'Malley, Jamal Hill, all these guys that Carlos Prates, all of these guys that started off
All of them came through the Contender Series.
pretty much, because no one does the ultimate.
Was probably not a Contender Series.
He might have
He
been.
was.
Yeah. Rufy as
John
well.
Silver.
Yeah. No, so pretty much like no one comes from the Ultimate Fighter anymore. But this is what I'm saying, when you're getting into the UFC, getting into MMA, starting off with like getting to know fighters that the people that have been watching MMA for years, we don't know these guys. So we've got a similar base. We've got a similar starting point where like, okay, so what is this guy really on? And then you see, and the fights, bro. You see some crazy fights on Dana White's Contender Series, bro. I don't miss one episode. Dead ass, like, I've been tapped in for time and I can't wait. I think the first episode is August 12th. And I think in the new UFC deal with ESPN or Netflix or wherever who it's gonna be, I think they're gonna try to do 2 a year.
2 in a year.
Which
Yeah.
1 in Europe? Why not?
Yeah, they need to branch out. We said it before. There's too much focus on North American market.
Yeah.
They need to branch out because there's so much talent in Europe as well.
Yeah.
But what do you make of quickly? John Jones coming out saying, "I'm not retired anymore."
Are we gonna talk? We're gonna talk.
I want to find out.
It's literally on here. White House card
It's
discussion.
you know, rubbish, bro.
Dana came out. Dana
Yeah,
came
he
out.
dismissed it. He said we can't trust Jones with
Same with
anything
Conor,
big."
innit?
Yeah, the Conor one's a joke, innit? But Jones, yeah, it's a bit of a joke. Like, what do you mean I'm unretired, bro? Everyone was begging him to fight Tom Aspinall, begging him, please fight him, please fight him. Everybody. And he just, I don't know what he was trying to do. Now they've stripped him. Aspinall's the undisputed champion. Now he wants to say, "Oh, I want to come back." Well, leave Aspinall alone. Like, leave him alone and move on. Like, what do you mean I want to fight? What's that?
Yeah. I'm intrigued to.
But you literally can't trust him though.
Yeah.
He dragged out.
Imagine trying to have
so
imagine trying to have John Jones and Conor McGregor like
First
as
of all,
your main and co-main, like.
yeah, but I don't even know if they do that. They might do what they might do. Someone said it. They might do a Saturday card and a Sunday card.
Nah.
To be honest, that's not a bad shout. Saturday McGregor main because but you can't have Jones and McGregor on the same card.
You don't
separate.
You don't think they would stack it to the point
I
of
think Jones Aspinall would do 1 million buys by themselves. McGregor's obviously guaranteed.
Did you see the stat that McGregor did?
Yeah, 8 million,
and DC couldn't believe it. It is crazy though.
Yeah, bro, McGregor's another one you were talking about. Stardom.
Just leak
unmatched.
Yeah, but he's just leaking his piece on the internet, bro. He's moving mad.
I don't want to talk about that.
Bro, he's moving mad. Like Conor, bro. Oh man,
it's sad, isn't it? I just feel sorry for him. Innit?
That was actually that was my boy. Like I started watching MMA because of him. Dead ass.
Yeah,
like
a lot of
most people our age, yeah, that have got like 7, 8, 9, 10 years like watching the UFC.
I remember Conor's come up was when I was like in secondary. I don't want to
Yeah.
age, innit? Like, it was literally when I was like proper young, innit? Like I was in
school. We was in school, 100%. 2015.
2014 he joined the UFC, I think. Or
2013, yeah. 2013 Stockholm.
Yeah, I remember that Stockholm card was
Brandao.
No, yeah, it was not Brandao, it was Brimage. Brandao was the island card.
Yeah, Brandao was Brimage,
yeah.
and he was throwing, and he had the mohawk.
Yeah.
Oh damn, that was in Stockholm. That was in Sweden.
Yeah. But the thing is, with McGregor, it's just sad, isn't it? Honestly, like people take the piss, but it's sad, bro. Prime McGregor in his prime.
Do you see
the
McGregor
that fought Mendes, the McGregor that fought Aldo, the McGregor that fought
Alvarez.
It's that money he made when he fought
Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather that just messed him up.
And Khabib beating him.
Yeah, no, but I just think after that Floyd fight, he lost the love for fighting, and he probably won't admit it. But after that, it was downhill pretty much. I know he had that win after the
He beat Cerrone.
yeah, but after that Floyd Mayweather loss, his only win is against Cerrone, who's past it. He lost to every top guy after that, convincingly as well. He lost to Poirier convincingly,
And then he
Khabib
broke his leg.
convincingly.
That which,
The leg broke. It wasn't. I mean, it's unfortunate, but before that, it was convincing.
but I think that contributed to
yeah,
like
that
him.
sort of lost. Yeah, he lost his head as well, and you could just tell he's not the same guy, bro. Even like when he did that movie, and he's sitting with Jack, what was it, Gyllenhaal, whatever his name.
Jake.
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal, yeah. And you could see, bro, like he's bare twitching. Like, I'm thinking, what's going on? Like,
Wait, tweaking.
yeah, like, it's just
Bro,
sad,
every BKFC press conference, he's just
he's
he's
overdoing
touching
it.
his nose.
Yeah,
and
he's
that.
overdoing as well. Like, he's
No,
screaming.
man.
Do you remember how smooth he used to be in press conferences?
Bro, how inspirational, motivational.
I was watching a press conference recently, yeah. It was when he was fighting Dos Anjos. Dos Anjos obviously pulled out, but it was UFC 196, I think. And he's wearing a tank top.
Yeah.
And he's talking about, he's just taking them piss out of him, bro. And it's so smooth, like.
Bro,
he
was the most.
I used to watch his press conferences on my lunch breaks, like.
Bro, real talk.
Yeah, bro,
He was the most motivational guy, the funniest guy, the most entertaining guy in the UFC. He had everything.
Sad. And the new fans that watch the sport now, they
Just
don't
check
understand.
Twitter
They
and-
don't understand. Obviously, they look at him now. They think, who's this guy? But if you watch him back in the day,
Different.
it's like two different people.
You know, Arman said that Prime McGregor would beat Topuria.
Yeah, he said that Prime McGregor never used to get touched. You know,
Too elusive.
Yeah, there is an argument there. Obviously his kicks as well, but I just think Prime Topuria, his boxing's too much.
You think Topuria would beat him? Yeah.
Prime versus Prime, bro. I think Topuria Prime versus Prime.
Because Topuria wouldn't wrestle him.
The McGregor that fought,
you know, McGregor was like Khabib.
The McGregor that fought Aldo and the McGregor that fought Eddie Alvarez.
Alvarez, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough fight to call, but I just think that feint and step back and counter is not gonna work against Ilia Topuria. And other than that, I'm not getting at McGregor, but Topuria has a better shot selection in terms of hands, his uppercuts, hooks. You know, I mean, McGregor was mainly a feint left hook or uppercut. He was a counter puncher.
I don't know.
You're not gonna fool Ilia Topuria to lean in. Yeah, and count him. He's not.
That's one of those crazy hypothetical fights. Like that would have been.
Yeah, it's tough.
That would have been crazy. Just to close it out.
Just any more predictions for next week's card? I know there's a few good fights on there.
I think Peter Yan's gonna win.
Let's just do some quick predictions.
I think Peter Yan's gonna win against McGee.
What other fights are there? I know there's a couple sleepers.
Bryce Mitchell against Said Nurmagomedov. Yeah. Bryce Mitchell going down to bantamweight.
Yeah, first fight, but that's not an easy fight. Said Nurmagomedov
is good.
I think
Shara Bullet against Marc-Andre Barrio.
Yeah, I think Shara Bullet will come back.
Yeah, he'll win.
He's taken some time out as well since losing to MVP.
Krylov is back.
He can win that fight. Yeah.
Ibo Aslan, big up the Turkish massive, bro. He throws smacks. I remember. Davy Grant against Black Shit.
What about the main card?
The main card, well, we need to know if Pico and Evloev is going to get taken off. And that's pretty much it. The main card is Whitaker, Peter Yan, Marcus McGee, Bryce Mitchell, and Shara Bullet. That's the main card. So TBD, I'm excited for it. Just to close off, how would you rate last night's event?
A lot of decision wins. But
all the finishes were in the prelims, though.
Yeah, I'd say it was a good 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd give
7.5 out of 10. Yeah.
I'd give a similar rating, to be fair. So big up Dustin Poirier to his retirement. Big up Max Holloway for keeping the BMF belt. I'm excited to see what his next fight is. The biggest question from this pod is: would you trade Dustin's career over being an undisputed champion but not really loved? That's probably the biggest question. Yeah, so get involved. Let us know. We both disagree.
Comment below. All the clips.
Yeah. We both disagree on that. But yeah, thank you for tuning in, and watch out for the clips on TikTok and Instagram. We'll see you lot soon. Peace.